Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Perspective. I'm Anand Narsimhan. We turn the spotlight towards the opposition, ladies and gentlemen. This committee of contradictions, as someone said and called it, this alliance of 26 parties. And they have a very, very interesting acronym that they've been able to bring together with the Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance. So they were trying to appropriate INDIA or India and calling themselves the India Alliance, as the BJP calls it, or they themselves call themselves the India grouping. But are they really focused on leading the nation towards a direction which they believe will be better than the current government and the current disposition? Or is this alliance like in the past, whenever there has been a Mahagathbandhan, etc., and every time the Lok Sabha elections come around over the last decade, this grouping comes together and then it all fizzles out even before it gathers steam or stands up on its legs? Which way is it going? And especially with the recent comments that came from the likes of Akhilesh Yadav. Listen in to differing points of view and then we'll go across to our guests on this very special edition.
कांग्रेस पार्टी को साफ करना चाहिए था। मेरा मानना यह है कि अगर आपको सीट नहीं देनी थी तो समाजवादियों से बात नहीं करनी चाहिए थी। आपको पहला ही कदम ये उठा लेना चाहिए था कि आप अपना संगठन और अपनी पार्टी के हिसाब से लड़िए और जो सहयोग चाहते वो बता देते तो शायद समाजवादी पार्टी सहयोग करती और खड़ी रहती। इंडिया गठबंधन अब मुझे पता लगा है मध्य प्रदेश के बाद भारत के चुनाव के लिए है, इंडिया के चुनाव के लिए है, देश के चुनाव के लिए है। तो देश का चुनाव आएगा तब बात की जाएगी और जिसको सीट चाहिए होगी या जिस पे बातचीत होगी वो अलग प्लेटफॉर्म है।
हम लोगों ने आगे बढ़कर इनको घोषी में समर्थन किया था, साथ दिया, बिना समर्थन मांगे समर्थन दिया था, चुनाव जीते, भारी मतों से हमारे कांग्रेस के लोग कार्यकर्ताओं ने साथ दिया। इसी प्रकार आप आगे भी मध्य प्रदेश में जाकर समर्थन करिए, कांग्रेस को जिताइए, यही उनसे आग्रह निवेदन मैंने किया था। पर उसके बाद उन्होंने मेरे बारे में जो शब्दों का इस्तेमाल किया, मैं फिर भी उनसे निवेदन करूंगा, यही हाथ जोड़कर प्रार्थना करूंगा कि भाई आप कांग्रेस को समर्थन करिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी को हराना है मध्य प्रदेश में तो साथ आइए।
Can defeat BJP be the objective of an opposition which should have, or which is supposed to be the conscience keeper of the government? So, and someone is befuddled when someone like of a stature of a former chief minister says that when we sat there, we never knew that this was going to be only about Lok Sabha elections and nothing more than that. Let's go across to Javed Ansari, senior journalist, Rashid Kidwai, senior journalist, Anand Ranganathan, author and commentator, and Arun Anand, again author and columnist. Namaste and Jai Hind to all of you, gentlemen. Thank you very, very much. I'm in quite august company and very lucky to have all of you having this conversation. So let's start with Javed ji. Javed ji, ये हर बार खिचड़ी अलग तरीके से पकाते हैं फिर लास्ट में फेल हो जाता है, ये ऐसा तो नहीं लग रहा?
Well, if you go by the noises emanating, this is extremely undercooked. It is far from cooked. It's far from a done deal. Doesn't enthuse too many people going forward because all this could have been hammered out, could have been sorted out. If the Congress party wants seats in UP, where it is by all accounts the weakest link in the India alliance, then it needs to accommodate. There are no free lunches in politics. It needs to accommodate the SP and the other parties in the states where it is strong. Yes, the SP was asking for 6 states, 6 seats. You don't give them 6, but at least give them 4. You need to adjust. They had won a seat in Madhya Pradesh, the one that they were asking, and they are asking for seats where they were second. So if there has to be a formula on which you can. In an ideal world, this should not have been happening. There are a lot of contradictions and a lot of gaps, and this will really challenge the political wisdom and sagacity and political management skills of the India Alliance leadership, that they need to bridge all this before the 24 elections, Lok Sabha elections. At the moment, it doesn't look too great.
One of the publications in the language publications also said, even in Uttar Pradesh, Ajay Rai of the Congress is of the opinion that we don't need the Samajwadi Party at all. We'll fight alone even for Lok Sabha. If that's the case, why be a part of all of this, Rashid Kidwai? आप तो मध्य प्रदेश से हैं.
Anand, to my mind, this is a case of, classical case of a storm in a teacup. It's a basically, posturing by Samajwadi Party. The alliance, that India alliance, as we understand, is only for Lok Sabha elections. Remember, alliance politics in India is done from a position of strength. The moment if Congress wins in a couple of states, 3 states or so, its station will become bigger for 24, and then everything will settle down. However, in the event of poor showing in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, perhaps even Chhattisgarh, Congress failure to win Telangana is going to make this alliance politics far more difficult. Alliances are generally formed post-election. This is being done pre-Lok Sabha election. But alliances in India have a long and checkered history of having this kind of ideological contradictions, personality clashes, etc. You look at 1977, you look at 1989, when the left and the right, I mean the BJP and the left parties were supporting VP Singh government. So that's been a history and legacy of this alliance. So I don't read too much into it. I don't think the Congress had to accommodate Samajwadi Party, because in a tight election, even the seats of 2 or 3 are always subject to poaching, etc. So I think the Congress is very wise. It's blowing up to its strength in Madhya Pradesh, and they will see after whatever the outcome of elections are.
But then why not be clear about it, Arun Anand? Why can't the Congress Party or Anand Ranganathan, why can't the Congress Party be clear? Listen, states where we are strong, we want to go it alone.
Anand, you asked 2 very pertinent questions, and both are almost delving on the philosophical bent of the way we would like to address politics in India. The first question that you asked was, in this quest to defeat Modi, is this the only end all and be all of the India alliance? And the second question that you asked was that where is it thinking long term? So if I may, I would like to make 3 points here, because I think all 3 of them are going to address these 2 questions quite comprehensively, if I may say. So number 1, you see, India, had said Rahul Gandhi, is not a nation but a union of states. And India alliance is indeed not for the nation but a union of corrupt, immoral, sectarian, communal states. And before you jump on me or anybody else does, this is not me saying it, but rather Congress itself. Now let me explain this. Congress wants to save the life of democracy in India by teaming up with Mamata Banerjee, who it blames for the death of democracy in Bengal. Congress wants to rid corruption in India by teaming up with Pinarayi Vijayan, who it blames for the 100 crore camera scam in Kerala. Congress wants to purge sectarianism in India by teaming up with Bhagwant Mann, who it blames for appeasing Khalistanis in Punjab. Congress wants to rid terror appeasement in India by teaming up with Stalin, who it blames for felicitating Rajiv Gandhi's killer in Tamil Nadu. Congress wants to remove sleaze from India, wants to eradicate Mafia Raj from India by teaming up with Akhilesh, who it blames for Mafia Raj in UP. Congress wants to eradicate communalism in India by teaming up with Indian Union Muslim League, who it blames for riots and evil deeds. Congress wants to end separatism in India by teaming up with Mehbooba Mufti, who it blames for betraying people in Kashmir. Congress wants to eradicate horse trading in India by teaming up with Soren, who it blames for horse trading and arrest of its MLAs in Jharkhand. And Congress wants to imprint Savarkar as a coward, treacherous assassin on the collective memory of India by teaming up with Uddhav Thackeray, who wants to honor Savarkar with Bharat Ratna. And finally, Congress wants to eradicate misgovernance in India by teaming up with Kejriwal, who it blames for massive misgovernance in Delhi. How on earth, Anand, can one be so hypocritical in their quest for power? That's right, on earth you can't be, but probably on Jupiter you can. If India is a union of states, then by Congress's own logic, it doesn't mind India being a union of corrupt states. That is the reason. Now, very briefly, 1 minute, how do voters make a call in any election, Anand? Of course, one may say that it is based on caste, religion, ethnicity or personality of the candidate. There's truth in this, absolutely. But a rational voter would always go by performance, and for that there are indicators. Look at Tripura, just one small example, 30 seconds. In 9 years, BJP vote share has increased from 1% to 40%. Why? Because tap water connections have increased from 3% to 56% households. Because Ayushman Bharat increased from 1% to 60% families. Modi is delivering on his promises. Rahul is going back on his promises, like promising 3 farm laws and CAA, then promptly doing a U-turn. 2014 was a different kettle of fish for Modi because he was the contender, not the incumbent. 2019 was therefore his real test and he fared even better. People forget that Modi won 2019 by beating anti-incumbency.
But in the India alliance, do you have a particular political party which is a fulcrum? Because this whole thing came together because of Nitish Kumar's efforts. And then he was bumped off the seat. And now the Congress is saying, I will drive it. Till then it said, I will ride pillion. Or this is backseat driving happening. So, but somewhere there is no clarity. Then how is it that an Akhilesh Yadav, Arun Anand is coming out and saying कि ये तो पहले बताया ही नहीं था कि सिर्फ लोकसभा के लिए है. हम तो समझ के चले थे कि आने वाले जो राज्य के चुनाव है उसमें भी हम साथ में मिलकर लड़ेंगे. इतना तो एजेंडा फडल्ड नहीं हो सकता अरुण जी.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Anand? Okay. See, the thing is that I will rephrase this whole,
question you have. I would try to rephrase. Actually, the contest is not on 542 seats. So let's be very clear. The opposition is very clear that they will not be able to unseat BJP or Narendra Modi in this election. All they want is basically that the BJP's tally should come down from 300 odd seats to somewhere around 220. So that's their target. तो आप जो इलेक्शन देखने जा रहे हैं, ये जो पूरा अपोजिशन का एक कॉम्बिनेशन बन रहा है, वो 100 सीटों के ऊपर एक यूनिफाइड कैंडिडेट खड़ा करने के लिए. So that is the whole exercise. Now, because the idea is only to defeat BJP and not I would say defeat BJP, they believe that then BJP would not be able to run a very strong government, and Narendra Modi is not the kind of personality that probably he might hang his boots. And there will be then bitter infighting within the BJP. So that's the game plan, to bring down the tally of the BJP from 300 odd seats to 220. तो इलेक्शन 100 सीटों का है बेसिकली. ये कॉम्बिनेशन सिर्फ उन 100 सीट पे यूनिफाइड कैंडिडेट खड़े करने के लिए बना है. बट this is a self-defeating exercise, I'm saying, because there is no alternative development plan which they are giving. Just to unseat the ruling party can be, of course, one very legitimate reason for opposition to come together. But the Indian public, they would like to see that what is your alternative development model. Now, when Modi had presented the Gujarat development model, people might agree or disagree with it. And of course, in BJP's manifesto also, there were some core issues like removal of Article 370, building of Ram Temple, Uniform Civil Code. So the ideological fulcrum was very clear. And Anand, as you were rightly saying, that not only this opposition alliance doesn't have a fulcrum in terms of a big political party or prime political force, they also don't have an ideological fulcrum, as so Ranganathan was also pointing out that there are contradictory people with contradictory ideologies. तो स्वार्थों के लिए बना हुआ कोई भी गठबंधन कभी भी स्थायी नहीं हो सकता. There would always be inherent contradictions.
And not just that, when it comes together like this, Rashid Kidwai, they will also cannibalize within. Coming to you, Anand, after this. And what happens is the scenario, the political landscape post 2024 will change, sir, because the census will happen, delimitation will happen. We will become a Lok Sabha of 880 plus seats. And there will be 33% reservation for women with the Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam. All these political parties for survival then will have to grapple, because the halfway number will change from 272 to 448.
Yes, Anand, I think politicians or political parties are far more smarter than us debating in a TV studio. You look at all political parties in these 5 election-bound states, how many seats or tickets they have given to women. Even a rough calculation would tell you not even 50. I mean, I'm being very, kind of extravagant when I say 15%. So obviously there is a lot of contradiction. Politicians, political parties, I again emphasize, they are far more practical, except for the left and the Congress and Samajwadi Party. I mean, modern day Samajwadi Party, not its earlier avatars. See, they have had business with the BJP or the BJP and Jansangh, or the other way around. The BJP has done business with the DMK, with Trinamool, with JDU, with all political parties. So there is nobody. It is that circumstances that shape this alliance politics. throughout 1960s, 70s, 80s, all those decades, there was always, Nehru Hatao, Indira Hatao, Rajiv Hatao. Those kind of campaigns are there. So if there is Modi Hatao, from a very practical point of view, this is something, nothing has changed. If there is a political party or political leader who is very strong, who has a winnability, who is unmatched, invincible, then it's always a tendency of political parties to come together. To beat them. The BJP even had alliance with NC, with the TDP, all kind of political. I have no problem. Those who have a problem, they have to sort themselves out. Because look at even on the, I can go on giving a lot of on the economic issues. What was that BJP's stand on pension reforms? What was the BJP's response on nuclear deal when they were in opposition? And when they are in, or for that matter, the entire ambit of economic reforms conducted by Dr. Manmohan Singh. So they evolve, and this is a welcoming thing. So I am not so dismissive about India Alliance. Of course, all of us are entitled to this kind of thing, having a progressive agenda. This happens. The UPA, let's not forget it, Anand. Let me see. It got a even if it was run by remote control or whatever, it got a renewed mandate by the people of India. From 145, they went up to 206. So I am saying we must have some respect for sagacity of Indian voters.
No, there is respect, but times they are changing, and coalition compulsions always peg the country back, sir. There is
Who told you this?
Please allow me, sir.
Look at Kerala.
Please,
they've had, since 1967, they've been having alliance governments.
No, please allow me. Please allow me to complete. When I say coalition compulsions have pegged the country back, there are those who believe that there are coalition also helped the country. But larger argument is that the pace of reforms, the pace of pushing bills, legislations, bringing together, slowed down, especially if you did not have one very strong, robust party which had the numbers and the political muscle to get everybody else together. I'm not saying it's got to be a single party thing, but largely people have seen that when there is a party in control and it's decisive, then perhaps decision making is more decisive. On the other hand, I would like everybody in a democracy would want to see a robust opposition. We don't even have a leader of the house from the opposition or a leader of the opposition on the floor of our house, sir. We have leader of oppositions of each particular political party, but overall we don't have. It's a sorry state of affairs.
In 1967, we didn't have a leader of opposition.
No, but that is a sorry state of affairs, sir. It is not good. It is not healthy. Javed ji.
That we don't have a leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha is because they are too short of that number. You need to have 55 or 56, which they don't have. But they have a leader of the opposition in the Rajya Sabha, and in the Rajya Sabha, the opposition is a far more cohesive unit, even where they don't have a leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha. They are pretty cohesive. They don't have a deputy speaker for a one-party rule. When you have a one-party rule, this is the kind of thing happens. It's been 5 years that we don't have a deputy speaker in Parliament in the Lok Sabha.
But
why is that? So is that the kind of thing one-party rule also that leads to a kind of anti-democratic tendencies?
Sir, I totally agree. No particular party should have overwhelming brute majority there, but there needs to be a clear mandate and clear majority for things to move forward. On the other hand, like I said, sir, that the left hand and right hand need to function together. The opposition also needs to be robust. My final comments and round of conversation is beyond 2024, if parties are going to say, I am happy to go from 50 to 80, 80 is not enough to be leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha in 2029. Because that number will change, sir. It will jump from 55 to it will go clearly go up to 106, 107, if not more. Once delimitation happens, the seat breakup will also change. The construct will change. A lot of things on the political landscape will change. Is the opposition today even thinking on those grounds? If they are saying कि 2024 में मोदी को कमजोर करना है या बीजेपी को कमजोर करना है, तो 29 के लिए अपने आप को मजबूत कर रहे हैं कि नहीं? That's the latter half. That's the more important part. And what's my mandate? Defeat BJP cannot be my mandate. Defeat BJP can be the mandate for us to come together. But we have to go to and take a better story to the people. We are not even able to do that in this case. In 3 states, we are coming apart. How are we going to work together across 28 states and plus union territories? Anand Ranganathan.
No, it's a fantastic debate discussion thus far. Anand, I congratulate you for it. couple of points that maybe I can glean from what my previous erudite panelists said. One was, you see, I don't think there is any contention or disagreement on the fact that every political party and every politician is hypocritical and corrupt. That's not the debate out here. We ourselves have accused not only the BJP but Mr. Narendra Modi for teaming up, inducting corrupt people in his party. The latest being Ajit Pawar, who he himself accused of being corrupt and perpetrating a 70,000 crore scam, and then next day he is teaming up and forming a government. So that's not the debate here. The debate is what, if I can use the catchphrase used by the previous panelists, Modi hatao. So now let me don the hat of Rahul Gandhi and go to the people for Modi hatao. What would I say? Modi ko hatao because he gave you 120 million toilets? Will I say that? Will I say Modi ko hatao because he gave you 170 million gas cylinders? Because he gave you 260 million Ayushman cards? Because he gave you 500 million Jan Dhan accounts? Because 120 million of you are right now staying in the houses built by Narendra Modi, isliye Modi ko hatao? Will I say this?
नहीं, Modi ko hatao is one aspect. Kyun hatao is the answer you got to give, because I've got a better plan. That's the only way you can turn around and say, what is my better plan and how am I going to do it? How am I going to get all of these people together and who's going to lead them? Because it was supposed to be Nitish Kumar, he is not. It is not Rahul Gandhi, is what Rahul Gandhi says, but it must be Rahul Gandhi, somebody else who says. It must be Uddhav Thackeray, somebody else is saying. A third person is saying, no, Sharad Pawar is the best person, Arun Anand. Final comment. So amongst all this, where is the larger, broader plan?
I think there are three things which are required for any party to score victory, and especially if you are in opposition. And that is what BJP did. One is that you need to have a clear-cut ideological roadmap. Second is that you need to back it by a strong organization cadre. And when I say cadre, it is not merely members. Members trained over a period of time in different political programs, so they become your cadres. And unless you have a clear-cut ideological roadmap, you won't have cadres also, because cadres need to know what are they standing for, what are they fighting for. Ultimately, they're not paid workers. Cadres are volunteers, basically, who get to your party, who join your party because they believe in something.
Right.
But they believe in when you say believe in something, what is that something? So I think one is that something is missing. I think they need to find out what that something is. That something cannot be basically, attack Adani, attack X, attack Y, attack Z. You need to have something positive, something affirmative, something aspirational which you can offer to people of the country. So one is that. And second is so the organizational cadre, the ideological program, and then you also need to have a towering leader, a motivational leader, and who can lead from the front, who is leader of the masses. See, let me tell you, the elections in Lok Sabha are not not related to the mathematics, as you had earlier also mentioned, Anand, that and now I think up to some extent the BSP is the only party which can transfer a part of its vote to the other section, to the other parties if they are in alliance. Otherwise, the votes do not just get aggregated. It's not simple mathematics. It's question about chemistry. And as far as when it comes to the question of chemistry, we know that there is no bigger leader than Narendra Modi in this country, and the rest of the leaders, they are not even a match. So the roadmap ahead is long and tough, and you need to do a lot of hard work if you are in opposition. You need to get your ideological cobwebs removed. And mind you, Congress has moved hard left of the center, and that is hurting it the most. I think that is the first thing they need to do if they want to do the course correction.
No, very well said. The ideological shift is quite evident as far as the Congress is concerned, but somewhere one believes that you need to have a strong fulcrum. You need to be the magnet that everybody gravitates to, not the, and you have to have the right pole to attract. Opposite poles don't attract, but otherwise, if you've got the current going everywhere else and everybody does not want to have any truck with you, then we have a serious problem. Gentlemen, thank you very much. 26-27 मिनट कैसे निकल के समझ में नहीं आया. Always a pleasure speaking with all of you. We should have more engagements and conversations on this line. Thank you very much. Namaste, sir. Thank you.